The ancients have said that the only constant thing in this world is change. And in New York, things change all the time. They say you've been in New York long enough when a restaurant that you frequent has shut down and a new one takes its spot. And it's not just businesses and the weather that stay in flux in New York, it's also transit. So in this video, we are going to talk about 5 things happening in the realm of transit in New York City. Welcome to the first ever Urban Caffeine State of Transit Report. My name is Thea, and this channel highlights urbanism and public transit with a New York lens. So if you like this topic, make sure you're subscribed with the notification bell turned on, and while you're at it, make sure to hit that like button. The IBX is a line that's being planned to connect Queens and Brooklyn. The most recent progress on this is that the light rail has been chosen as the mode of transit on this route. And I made a video on this, and some of the comments on this video got pretty spicy. I'm serious, go back to this video and read the comments. There are some pretty strong opinions out there. A lot of people are mad because that light rail was chosen for the IBX route, while some people are indifferent and just happy to have a route going from Queens to Brooklyn. Some people are saying that a light rail will easily surpass its capacity in a year or two, and some people are saying that having a light rail will prevent any expansion on this route whatsoever. And there are a lot of reasons why people are disappointed at this decision, and if you go back to the comments, you will read them in their full, unfiltered expressions. It's a complicated topic. The question is, did the MTA really do their due diligence in choosing the light rail as the mode of transit? Or is the narrative slightly twisted? We won't know until years after the IBX is in operation, which is going to be quite a wait because they don't plan construction to start until 2027. Back in July, it was news that Lyft was looking to sell Citi Bike, which is the ride-sharing program in New York. Earlier this year, Lyft said that only 5% of their revenue is from bikes, scooters, and a car rental program. But the cost of the bike-sharing program grew 25% from the year before. So from a business standpoint, I can see why Lyft wants to get rid of its bike-sharing program. And it's not just Citi Bike in New York. Bike-sharing programs all across the US have been struggling because maintenance on micromobility like bikes, e-bikes, and scooters are so high, yet they make very little money from it. I have to admit, New Yorkers are pretty rough on these bikes. They get tossed in the river, brought into Macy's. There was this one time I was in Central Park and I found one of these Citi Bikes in the bushes. And somebody just randomly came up to me trying to shoo me away because they were trying to claim that bike. I wasn't gonna fight that one. I honestly think that we should clump bike sharing with the city's public transit. Imagine if you can get a free transfer from subway to bike. On top of that, imagine if you could use the Omni to unlock the bike. If this was the case, my question is, would you take the bikes more often? Comment down below. The thing is, public transit does not need to be profitable. Transit is something that people simply need to have, just like clothing, food, and a home to live in. I guess the profit it brings is economic prosperity to the people. But speaking of the government funding public transit for the sake of economic prosperity, let's talk about the buses. As part of his campaign pledge to become mayor of New York City, Mayor Eric Adams promised 150 miles of new bus lanes and busways in 4 years. The Riders Alliance, which is a nonprofit organization that advocates for public transit, even presented him with a jacket that said "Bus Mayor" on it. And since then, the organization has been tracking the mayor's progress. And if this tracker is up to date, then I don't think the mayor is doing well on his promise. According to the New York Times, there were about a dozen miles added last year and perhaps another 10 miles this year. Whether it's 6.8 miles or 22 miles, we are so far away from that 150 miles promised. And we are almost halfway through this 4-year term. Buses are as equally important as the subway. There are so many people that don't have cars and live nowhere near subway line, so buses are their only way to get to and from work. So that extra 150 miles of new bus routes would have been awesome. So what happened? As you read articles and stories on this, it's a story we've heard hundreds of times in the past. Politics got in the way. And in this case, in the form of influential donors and a powerful few. But on the brighter note, a pilot program has been started this summer on free bus routes. If you're riding any of these bus routes, comment down below if you're riding for free right now. And also, if ridership has increased ever since. And another good news, there's a new train on the block. And we went hunting for it since it's so elusive. Make sure to watch this video if you haven't already, and link to this and other videos and articles that I've mentioned are in the description below. New York has a contract to purchase 535 R211 cars from the Japanese maker Kawasaki. This includes 440A models that was featured in that video I mentioned, 20T models which have open gangways, and 75S models which are the railway cars for Staten Island. And there's an option to buy another 1,000 plus more cars. If testing goes well with the open gangway model, we might get more of these as part of the additional purchase. But the R211A has been running in the New York subway system since March. And news is that at least 2 more R211 trains will be released every month starting since August. There are so many things that need improvement with the New York City subway system, from rundown stations to lack of accessibility. But at least they have some fantastic new trains rolling in, meaning less breakdowns and less derailments. I talk about open streets a lot on this channel and the benefits of them. However, not everyone is on board with this. For example, as successful as the 34th Street open street is in Jackson Heights, there are some people who are still pretty angry that it's closed off because they can't drive through it, even though there's Northern Boulevard just a block away for those driving. People just love driving. But there's an article that caught my attention regarding people complaining about these open streets because the complaint was not by drivers, but by business owners, and in particular, small business owners. For this story, we're going to Prospect Heights. The open street we're talking about is Vanderbilt Avenue. Vanderbilt Avenue has full closure on weekends, and the neighboring Underhill Avenue has partial closure. A study showed that while sales increased on the open street because people go to open streets, the avenue nearby, which is Washington Avenue, has seen sales plummet. To be specific, the shops here saw a 20% increase from pre-pandemic times, while the shops here saw a 40% plummet. It turns out that the open streets are siphoning off customers because 1, people are drawn to open space, and 2, traffic has been diverted to the street and has made it less attractive to pedestrians. The good news is that this proves that open streets work in bringing people together while helping the businesses along its strip. But it's not just one strip that needs to be safe, inviting, and community-friendly. The entire city as a whole needs to get to this state. Otherwise, that open street becomes an elitist thing, marginalizing other people. My take on this is, along with shaping the physical street, we should also shape culture. Let's incentivize businesses that use alternative transit for their cargo. Let's fund programs that give motorized chairs to the physically challenged. Let's create bike lanes and give away bikes to those that can't afford bikes. Let's create a culture that loves to walk and bike and finds it irritating and inconvenient to drive. That's my vote. Alongside changing infrastructure is to change the mindset, to get a culture to embrace walking and alternative transit so we can get more cars off the streets, so Washington Avenue wouldn't be so unattractive and ugly with that congested traffic, even though there's an open street nearby. So that's it for the State of Transit report. I hope you like this video. I'm not sure if this is going to be a regular series that I do. I'm still thinking about it. On that note, things I share on YouTube lag behind because there's at least a 2-week lead time to making these videos. So if you want the most up-to-date posts from Urban Caffeine, make sure to follow me on social media. I'm on Instagram, on X, former Twitter, and on Blue Sky. Not to mention, we have a pretty active Discord community online. Every single Patreon and YouTube member get access to this exclusive community. So check that out on patreon.com/urbancaffeine or the join button of this channel. With that, thank you so much for watching, and until the next video, happy New Yorking!